right now for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Everybody else, we're getting brilliant fights. We don't need to rehash somebody that's 46 years of age.
Floyd Mayweather has reacted to Manny Pacquiao's return to training, calling his upcoming fight a money move. However, Pacquiao's sharp pad work and quick footwork have surprised many, showing flashes of his old speed. The comeback video has reignited debate about his readiness and potential in the ring. Pacquiao appears focused and disciplined, training intensely every day. His energy hasn't faded, and his movement remains sharp despite his age. Daily clips show him hitting pads, working on footwork, and staying active, proving he's serious about a strong return. Fans are now questioning if he truly has won. At 46, Manny Pacquiao is training hard in Los Angeles for his July 19 fight against Mario Barrios. Under longtime coach Freddie Roach, he's displayed sharp movement and strong dedication. While critics question his comeback, Pacquiao appears determined to make a bold statement in the ring once again. Floyd Mayweather initially questioned Manny Pacquiao's return, warning it could damage his legacy and suggesting it was financially motivated. However, after seeing recent training clips, Floyd seemed surprised by Pacquiao's sharpness and energy. Despite earlier doubts, he acknowledged Manny's impressive conditioning and hinted the legend might still have something left. Roy Jones Jr. reignited debate by questioning Floyd Mayweather's legacy, suggesting his win over Manny Pacquiao lacked significance. He implied Pacquiao wasn't in top form during their bout, casting doubt on the victory. Jones challenged the notion that it was a true clash between both fighters at their physical and competitive peak.
Whereas Pacquiao, at his age, which is sad that he has to fight.
Mario Barrios isn't underestimating Manny Pacquiao. Despite the significant age gap in Pacquiao's legendary status, Barrios is approaching this fight with full focus and intensity, preparing as if he's facing the prime version of the Filipino icon. From day one, his training camp has been all business, with a sharp, disciplined approach that reflects how seriously he takes this bout. His coach has emphasized that they're treating the fight like a championship match, leaving no room for complacency. There's a clear respect for Pacquiao's legacy, but also an undeniable hunger to defeat him. Barrios sees this not just as another fight, but as a defining moment in his career, an opportunity to make a name for himself by taking on a living legend. He knows the risks, but he's equally aware of the massive reward that could come of victory on July 19th.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game.
Yeah, of course.
But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money.
YouTuber Showbiz the Adult once shared an uncomfortable exchange with Floyd Mayweather after suggesting Pacquiao or another fighter might be greater. Mayweather allegedly grew defensive and accused Pacquiao of using performance-enhancing drugs. The moment highlighted how fiercely Floyd guards his legacy and how sensitive he is about challenges to his top status.
People are asking what's going on. Are the rumors true? Is it possibly Spence? Is it Pacquiao? Who is Mario Barrios sharing the ring with next?
You know what? He's put himself in a great position through hard work. He's a tremendous story. When he turned pro and what he's been able to accomplish, being a two-time world champion. And I always told everybody, he fights all comers. When we fought Gervonta Davis, all my hats off to Gervonta Davis. But it was very difficult for us to make the weight. We were going to move up in weight. They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Urban. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
At nearly 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao has announced a surprising return to professional boxing, set to face Mario Barrios. While the news has sparked excitement, it has also drawn heavy criticism from fans and analysts alike. Many are questioning whether Pacquiao still possesses the physical tools required to compete at the elite level, and more importantly, why he would risk his legacy after achieving so much. In his last appearance, an exhibition match, Pacquiao looked far from his prime. His trademark speed, sharpness, and footwork seemed absent, leaving observers doubtful. Facing a younger, more active opponent, this comeback feels risky and possibly ill-advised.
We go! Who's greater than me? I said, Sugar Ray Robinson. He said, Sugar Ray Robinson? How many wins he got? I said, he got like over 150 wins. He stopped for me. He said, but who got more championship titles? Me or him? I said, hold on, Floyd. He said, answer the question. I said, Floyd, there's more titles now than then. There was just one then. That's no fair. Answer the question. I said, okay, you. Do I not have 28 titles? And I was just like, I don't know. He said, oh, you're supposed to be the expert. But the reason why I said that is because there's minor and major titles. Who else greater than me? I said Henry Armstrong, Roberto Duran. He said, oh my God. He said, you said something about Pacquiao. Yeah, I said, I think you'll beat Pacquiao every day of the week, but I think he had a greater career. He said, you ain't think Pacquiao was on steroids? I said, he didn't fail any tests, Floyd. He said, look at me in my eyes. I can't say that he didn't. He said, oh man, you think. I saw that as a initiation. This is what you about to get. Nobody's greater than Floyd. My thing is, he should feel that way, but you can't expect everybody to feel that you're the greatest, Floyd.
George Kambosos Jr. once had the privilege of training with Manny Pacquiao, an experience he says deeply shaped his development. He often recalls learning far more than just punches. He absorbed mindset, discipline, and the drive to push beyond limits. According to Kambosos, Pacquiao's influence extended beyond the physical. He showed that boxing is as much mental as it is physical. Watching Pacquiao train up close, Kambosos learned how to combine speed, intelligence, and preparation into a complete, strategic approach, lessons that have stayed with him throughout his career.
So Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao are finalizing a deal to fight. Now Manny Pacquiao is I think close to 40 years old, if not already 40. Why is he still boxing? We've seen how he looked in his last exhibition against Alpha. I'm telling you right now, if this fight ever happens, well, she probably will. This fight will happen, most likely. If he gets in there with Barrios, he's gonna get whooped and possibly even stopped. Let me know what y'all think about this fight down below. Manny's already done the most legendary thing he could ever do in boxing. He did the Super Champion. He's never done that. Probably no one will ever do it again. So why is he gonna keep fighting these young guys? I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me know what y'all think about that.
Though Pacquiao appears physically fit, many critics believe he shouldn't have taken this fight. They argue he has nothing left to prove. He's already an 8-division world champion, a historic accomplishment no other boxer has matched in the sport's history.
So I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always know, Manny's give 110%. Try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't do Father Time, but Father Time it's hard and it's very hard watching you fight Lucas. You could see it, and then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year. It's hard to watch. I know Manny. I know the man that I was sparring. I love that guy. So, but again, he's a legend, and if he turns it on, he can still do it.
Boxer Rolly Romero shared a perspective, saying that whether Pacquiao wins or loses against Barrios doesn't matter. In his view, Pacquiao's legacy is already set in stone. Romero even hinted that he'd be open to facing the boxing legend himself someday.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09, Ricky Hatton, all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Clotley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I asked myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight.
Prominent figures like promoter Frank Warren and broadcaster Simon Jordan have openly criticized Pacquiao's return. Warren described the comeback as unnecessary and disappointing, while Jordan argued that Pacquiao has nothing left to prove and risks his long-term health for one final fight. Both didn't just oppose the bout, they called it potentially exploitative. From their perspective, putting a 45-year-old legend back in the ring doesn't honor his career. Instead, it seems like cashing in on his name, risking serious physical harm for the sake of profit.
Which fight is actually won?
Rolly Pacquiao.
Well, Mario, do you think he beats Barrios?
Don't matter if he beats Barrios or not. Still Rolly Pacquiao. How many losses Pacquiao? Oh, that's another thing, Brady. Pacquiao another one that don't give a fuck about losses, and everyone keep tuning in for him, right? Bro, all that undefeated shit, that don't mean shit if you're not fighting over. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
Some boxing insiders have gone further, comparing this fight to entertainment-style bouts like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. While those matches are purely for spectacle, this one has a world title at stake, making it far more serious and, in their view, irresponsible. When world title fights are awarded to aging legends based on name recognition rather than current ability, it sets a dangerous precedent. Critics fear that sanctioning such fights undermines the integrity of professional boxing, which should always be grounded in merit and fairness.
Explaining frankly, speak to it far more eloquently than I can. I think it's a disgraceful decision. I think it's an appalling decision. I mean, the WBC make lots of appalling decisions, and I'm not a big fan of them. But the fact of the matter is Pacquiao is a legend of the sport. I don't know why they want to do it, whether it's the fees that they get as a result of it, or whether it's the publicity. Boxing is in a brilliant position right now because of the Frank Warrens in the world and the relationship that he's developed over the last couple of years with the Saudis. That's opened the door for everybody else. We're getting brilliant fights. We don't need to rehash somebody that's 46 years of age that didn't look great in his last fight, stick him in against a world champion who isn't a great world champion, but that's not the point. The optics of this, the reality of this, there's no necessity for it. Besides the WBC doing it for, I think, illegitimate reasons.
Why? I mean, Frank, you know the sport inside out. It seems to me, why does boxing always seem to allow for these kind of stories to manifest themselves?
Well, it's not boxing doing it, it's the governing body. I mean, it's their title and they decide who can fight for their title, so that rests with the governing body. I mean, for me, George Foreman came back, but he came back at an old age and won the title at 50 years. He was 50 years of age when he fought. You know, you look at... but
he didn't go straight into a world title fight though, did he, Frank? He built up.
That's the point I was going to make. You know, you come in and you test the water. Go straight in for a world title fight.
Not everyone is entirely negative about Pacquiao's return. A segment of fans and boxing analysts believe his skill set, ring IQ, and experience might still allow him to compete effectively, even if he's no longer the explosive fighter he once was. Many still recall his last official fight, where he appeared less dominant, slower to react, and clearly past his prime. That performance left fans uncertain about his ability to perform at a high level again. At its core, this upcoming bout has sparked confusion, whether it's about legacy, pride, a farewell statement, or simply a risky venture wrapped in nostalgia. Regardless of the motivation, the boxing world remains divided, and all eyes are now on how this story will ultimately unfold.
Mario Barrios to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. And about 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said hell's yeah if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. That didn't look good. This is a bad idea. A really bad idea. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. And there were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly for the same reasons. What I mean, the breakdown. Let's go. Let's just start here. Manny Pacquiao, again, I just went over it. 46 years old, been retired 4 years, lost his last fight. He beat Keith Thurman before that, but that was 2019. So it's been a while. And this is not me discounting who I think is one of the greatest boxers ever and has an argument to be the greatest ever, because what he won world championships in how many different divisions? 8, 9, something crazy like that. There'll never be anybody like Manny Pacquiao. But let's just look at it and throw away your bias or throw away your fandom of Manny Pacquiao, because of course there's going to be a ton of people that watch this, and fair play, right, to those people that want to watch this. They want to see their guy go out and try to give it his all one more time. And Mario Barrios didn't look super spectacular when he was on the Netflix card, the Jake and Mike.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more updates coming soon.